Alright, so here's another one of those radios I bought. This is the newest radio that I bought over the weekend in terms of when it was made. This is a 1980s era Sony AM and FM radio. It's quite common. I've seen one similar to this all sorts of places. I've seen other people with them. I've seen them in stores. Like, not for sale, but just being used in stores. And that sort of thing. And I think I paid like $1 or something for this. It's a little bit dirty, but I can clean that up easily. And the guy said it worked, and I took his word for it. And sure enough, it does work. But anyways, this is from the 1980s. I could tell instantly that it was from the 80s just by the styling of it, and by that little sticker that Sony used to put on all of their products back in the 80s. Now on the bottom of the unit there's a date code, which I think has something, like I think it says something along the lines of 1984, but I'm not quite sure. It would be pretty cool if it is from 1984, because that's the same year that Hitachi TV was made. So they kind of go hand in hand. But it all works perfectly. I haven't had any problems with it. Before I demonstrate it, I'll just show you around the unit. On the front we have the speaker, which for its size is very loud and sounds quite decent. It has a nice punch to it. We have the power. We have off, AC power, or battery power. This thing can run off of AC power. Has this built-in power cord, which you can actually tuck into the battery compartment when you're not using it. And then it can also run off of 4 AA batteries, which is nice, because some of these other radios run off of, like, 4C batteries, or D batteries, or something that you don't commonly have on hand. But AA batteries, I have plenty of those. So that's good to see. Then here's your tuning indicator, and you can see my reflection in it. But I'll try to move the camera a little bit, but you can see the tuning indicator. You have your band selection for FM or AM, and you have your volume, and that definitely needs to be cleaned because it rubs up against the plastic. It doesn't scratch at all when you turn it up and down. It doesn't have any scratching, but you know. And then you have a little tuning LED right there, and then on the side you have your tuning dial, which feels quite nice. And there's your antenna. Right now it's fully extended. You have a carrying handle on the top, carrying it around like a little boombox. And on the back, it says risk of electric shock, even though I'm pretty sure with something like this there isn't really much of a risk. Then here's the battery compartment. You can see the power cord comes in there. Can I get this thing open with one hand? Yes, I can. When I got this, there were batteries in there, but luckily they hadn't corroded, so that's good. Then we have a serial number right there. Then there's the place where you would tuck the power cord when you're not using it. So that's all good. Come on, get on there. There we go. And on the bottom, we just have model number ICF-710W, 4 watts, DC 6 volts, made in Malaysia, and then there's that date code, which I'm not entirely sure about, but whatever. It's a nice little portable radio. I mean, it's not the smallest thing in the world, but it gets the job done. So let's turn it on. Let's just go to the bottom and do a band scan.
Información que nos puede llegar de de esos inmigrantes que pueden ser víctimas.
They're career officers. But that's the public grumbling within the force. We're risking our lives on Spain's portion from these immigrants.
My shoes.
On the black outside corner, sometimes it seems.
Because we live in a time when paintings have no color, words don't.
Tino 3! Cruise!
This report brought to you by Staples.
Staples has great deals
off 5-gallon buckets, so you can pay.
I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore.
There you go, Cameron.
Got my best to feed her outside, keep her coming every
Hey,
night.
it's the same song on two stations.
Keep her satisfied. I'm in deep if any.
Cost that is just not going to be wasted, but that is.
On Thursday, sponsored by the Rubber.
Taking pictures with the Easter. You know, to have that impact on the player.
I still have my journal from.
Well, I'm gonna wait the latest.
Now on AM.
Some vegetables and hold. Isn't it time to start eating better?
So it's really not a question of
To see the sunlight.
Belief, and many Christians struggled.
What the heck are those kids doing outside? Don't mind me, I was just seeing what people were doing outside.
As you entered the Franciscans and.
Grow up healthy.
He says, so do the Democrats have any hope?
No one wants to hear about politics.
Really, he's an ambassador.
Now that I found you together.
So that is the 1980s Sony AM/FM radio. Picks up a lot of stations with just the built-in antennas, because there's this for FM and then the built-in loop antenna for AM. So it picks up a lot of good stations. Same with the tube radio that I bought. They both pick up a lot of stations, which is good. And for its size, I mean, it's quite portable, and it sounds really good, and it can go extremely loud, and I mean extremely loud. Like, if I put this thing all the way up to 10, it wouldn't be enough to rattle the windows, but it'd be pretty close. That little speaker can go quite loud. So that's the third and final radio that I purchased recently, along with the 1960s era GE transistor radio and the 1960s Admiral tube radio. So that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.